Senator Kirk served on the staff of former Congressman John Porter as a special assistant with the U.S. State Department and as a staff member of the U.S. House International Relations Committee. Senator Kirk was elected to the Senate in November 2010, winning a special election to serve the final weeks of President Barack Obama's Senate term, in addition to winning a regular 6-year term starting in January 2011. He was sworn in on November 29th, 2010 as the junior senator from the state of Illinois.
It is a unique pleasure for me to be able to join in this celebration of a great friend of the American Jewish community of Israel, a great leader of the United States, someone whose presence we miss in the Congress, but we know that he continues to be out there fighting and speaking up on the issues of concern. Mark Kirk, throughout his years in the Congress, was a staunch advocate who had the proper perception of the dangers posed by Iran and by the nuclear deal with Iran. He spoke out vociferously for the U.S.-Israel relationship. He understood the danger of the BDS movement and of the threats to boycott Israel. He reminded us of the moral lessons of the past, of the 1930s, to awaken us to the dangers that confront Israel today.
A day after the United Nations marked Yom Kippur as an official holiday, the UN's educational and cultural organization voted Judaism's most holy sites aren't Jewish at all. CBN Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell has that shocking story.
In a vote of 24 in favor, 6 against, and 26 abstaining, UNESCO gave preliminary approval to a resolution ignoring the Jewish connection to Jerusalem's Temple Mount and Western Wall. The U.S. joined Great Britain, Germany, the Netherlands, Lithuania, and Estonia in voting against the resolution. U.S. Senators Marco Rubio and Mark Kirk urged the Obama administration to condemn its adoption, writing, "This is just another attempt in UNESCO's disturbing trend of attacking Israel and delegitimizing the Jewish state and does nothing to promote peace."
The very same month that the Palestinian Authority enter into alliance with a terrorist organization, Hamas, which Secretary of State Clinton has certified as supporting terror and responsible for the murder of 26 Americans, the president then sides with a key Palestinian negotiating point. President, clearly he has lurched to the Palestinian side on a key negotiating point. And for the rest of us, I think Congress is worrying. Should we continue to provide over $200 million in taxpayer assistance to the Palestinian Authority now that it is formally allied with a terrorist organization?
Our next speaker is one of Israel's greatest friends in Congress. Needs no formal introduction. Please welcome our friend, United States Senator Mark Kirk.
Let me say, so that people can hear all the way to the United States Senate floor, I will carry your message that in the Senate, we stand with Israel. And we should not have a ceasefire until Hamas is militarily defeated by the IDF, our allies, the Israelis. The only way we can bring peace to that area is to defeat those who bring terror to the Middle East. And I would say that my heart goes out to the men and women of the Israeli Defense Forces. Hope that they succeed in their mission this week to defeat Hamas militarily on the field of battle. I would say that Hamas has picked a fight with the strongest military power in the Middle East. We should give time for Hamas to lose that battle.
Madam Speaker, we all know there's a growing Iranian threat focused mostly on the people of Israel. Earlier this year, Jane Harman joined my bipartisan letter with 70 members of Congress calling for the U.S. to extend our full ballistic missile defenses to protect Israel. Last night, the United States announced that we would make this key commitment. Secretary Gates told Defense Minister Barak that the first step will happen soon. America's most powerful radar, the X-band, will soon defend Israel. This is a historic step that sends a powerful message to Iran. A future attack on Israel will likely fail.
It's a pleasure to join you all in honoring an American patriot and devoted public servant, a former colleague of mine, first in the United States House of Representatives and later in the United States Senate. a man I'm proud to call my friend, Senator Mark Kirk of Illinois. In my view, one of the most inspiring things about the Senate is that it works best when Democrats and Republicans work together to find common ground. Senator Kirk championed that bipartisan spirit. During my time as chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, we worked together to advance American interests around the world. From deepening cooperation between the United States and Israel, to standing with our European allies in the face of Russia's aggression in Ukraine, to combating Iran's illicit quest for nuclear weapons.
You know, this is a country where oil just bubbles up out of the ground for about $2 a gallon. To say that Iran needs nuclear energy is to assume that we are all morons. Iran has more energy than almost any other country, just coming right out of the ground. They don't need nuclear energy. They only want nuclear energy so that they can nuke Israel.
This man has done more to stop a second Holocaust than any other American by his actions against Iran. This man single-handedly showed the State Department and the administration the sanctions that would work. They didn't care. They wouldn't impose them. Hillary said, "We won't do anything that hurts the average people of Iran." Well, how the hell do you think you can stop them from going nuclear in that case?
The point of my service in the Senate has been to make sure that the people of Israel survive this very dangerous 21st century. I think now, leaving office, I've been able to get that done.